All right, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. It's wonderful to see y'all. I've been out of it all day today. Just got some allergies. I heard the cedar count or whatever count is at 2,000. It's crazy out there. So be careful when you're going outdoors. There's a lot of stuff in the air, but I don't have COVID, which is a great thing. But other than that, yeah, just been kind of taking it easy today, helping out some teammates, via email and phone, which is great. Doing some big things out there. We got some really great training coming up, and we're going to get right into it. Okay. Our first guest speaker is going to be Mr. Rob Ytuarte. Rob is actually working full time at a major insurance company here in San Antonio, Texas. And he is, I don't know, Rob, you can share your story, but one or two deals away from being a mentor. Rob is, he inspires me. He inspires me. He's got a full family, full-time job, and part-time he's building his power business. He's already been in over a year, and we're excited. He's got some great stuff to share. So Rob, it's all yours, brother.
Hey, thanks, Eric. Thanks everyone for taking the time to talk with all of us today, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share what I have to say with the rest of the team. So I give it back to you guys, Eric, you and the rest of the leadership. You guys have been just phenomenal in maintaining the momentum of the team. So thank you to all you guys for doing that. Secondly, I want to start off by saying thanks to everyone from the team. I know I've kind of been out of the loop here for a little bit. We had some family things going on, but I just want to say thanks to everyone that reached out and sent support and love and things like that. It really means a lot. And as life does, it's moving forward, and I'm ready to catch that wave and keep going. So I want to share the nuggets that I have that have been super successful for me and my business, as far as what to do once you get the customer to sign, on the dotted line. What do you do from there, right? Mine's going to be a little bit on process and a lot on culture as well. I'm real big on culture. I've done a training in the past, and I've said a couple things in the past, and you guys, if anyone that knows me knows it, I'm just big on putting your best foot forward. And so that's kind of where I'm going to lead with today. Let's go and get into this. I'm going to share my screen if that's okay. I don't know if I have the capability here. I think I may not. And if I don't, that's okay. I can just share and you guys can take notes. So.
Okay, brother, I gave you the sharing capability.
Oh, you did? Cool. Awesome. Let's see here then. All right, I'm gonna share my notes screen with y'all because this is where I keep all my stuff. So I prepared a little something for you guys today. So essentially this is what we're talking about, right? The homeowners sign, now what, right? Everyone, especially the new folks, I want y'all to pay attention to this because this is what helped me to do, like Eric said, I work full time. I work way more than 40 hours a week at my regular 9 to 5. I have odd hours. Sometimes I work overnight. Sometimes I work over the weekend. So I don't have anything like a textbook answer to give anyone about anything. But I do know one thing that's been consistent for me is that the way that I approach things that happen is the way that has helped my business grow. And that's by being genuine and sticking to doing what I say I'm going to do and putting forth the best reputation for power and for our immediate group of peers and things like that. So pay attention to this, guys, because I've picked up this kind of vibe from all the different leaders that are leading our team right now. All right. So first of all, what you want to do is from a perspective of, like I said, a technical perspective is make sure that all of the asset requirements are uploaded into the project. That's the first thing you're going to do. When I say literally the homeowner sign, now what? Go and double check that. You want to make sure you have a front, both pages of the bill, inserted. If you had to have any images of the roof, which I've had to do twice now because the subdivision is too new and Google Earth didn't have the images of the roof, so I had to get my drone out and go take some aerial footage to send to the solo guys. Make sure that those get updated. If you have to do any additional notes, ticket-wise, or I'm sorry, what is that? Does someone have a question? Okay, cool. All right. But if there's anything as far as like notes that you need to include, start a chat with the support or anything like that, make sure to get those things done immediately. You don't want to wait on those items, because if you're anything like myself, life starts taking off on you, or you get to the next meeting or whatever, you forget, oh man, I forgot to do this one thing, and now all of a sudden you're delayed by a day or two. Those kinds of things add up, and the last thing you want to do is put us in the same pool as these other solar companies that are out there that string customers along. I have people that have said no to me and gone to other companies, and they're calling me back and they're like, hey man, does it typically take 6 months to get solar installed? Because I'm still waiting on Vivint to install my deal, or I'm still waiting on Sunrun to install my deal. And I'm like, well, I mean, I've heard of things taking a long time. I haven't personally experienced it though, right? If you would have gone with me, neither would you have. I mean, I'm not that crass, but that's that kind of thing. So because I've already seen firsthand where other companies, for whatever reason, I don't know what their processes are, but I'm assuming maybe things weren't as consistent as they could be. Those may be out of the hands of the salespeople that sold the customer the deal. But in our case, we have a lot of ways to remain in the process to do that. So make sure that you cross all those T's, dot all your I's. And I'm sorry if the text is real small. I'm going to copy and paste all of this into the group chat so y'all can copy and paste it and take whatever works for you guys. I also apologize if my voice goes in and out. I'm just recovering from the flu, so bear with me from that perspective as well. The next part is going to go to the culture piece that I mentioned earlier. I'm huge on this, super huge on this. Whenever you submit your project and docs start getting signed and things like that, you'll notice that you have a project coordinator assigned to your job immediately. What I like to do is I like to just reach out to them, give them a holler, and just be like, hey, I'm looking forward to working with you on this. If you have any tidbits about the customer, the homeowner that you've worked with so far that you can pass along to the project coordinator, those are usually very helpful for them, because what the project coordinator has done, again, for those of you who've only done a couple of deals or haven't done your first deal yet, this is a heads up for you. For those of you who've done a bunch of deals, I'm sure you've become familiar with this already, but use this as well if you haven't been able to take advantage of this. But if you can give them a heads up, they're going to be contacting the customer as well. They're going to say, hey, here's my email address, here's my phone number, call me, text me. They're trying to be as personable for the homeowner as well as you are, but at the same token, they're the project coordinator. They don't have that level of intimacy that you have with the customer at this point. So if you've learned something in your conversation with the customer that you can pass on to the project coordinator, like, hey, this guy's ex-military, he's really type A, he likes to be boom, 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 everything needs to be notified before not, because if he doesn't know, he's going to be knocking on our door. That kind of thing, because sometimes you can pick up that vibe, or they'll just be upfront and tell you stuff like that. I did that to one of my customers. I let the project manager know, or project coordinator know, and she's very. Am I muted? Did I mute myself on accident? Sorry. Can you guys hear me now? Not sure what you heard or didn't hear, but essentially I gave my project coordinator a heads up that I had a certain type of homeowner who really just liked for T's to be crossed and I's dotted without having to ask for them. She took that to heart and was very, very thorough in documenting every step that was happening. And that made the homeowner feel so much better about the process, even though it did take a little bit longer due to that was back when we had the Aptos shortage kind of thing. And so, we had to make an adjustment to panels. And so his project did get stretched out, but because he was kept in the loop the whole time, he could have cared less. He was like, all right, no problem, I understand. But because, we went out of our way to make that communication and to build that relationship between me and the project coordinator, we're in the back end, we're talking back and forth all the time. And then we were able to give the homeowner a smooth transition. So get to know your project coordinators. Keep in mind that if you're working regionally, like we typically do, as guys just starting out, if you're working in the San Antonio area, Austin, I know we have guys in Dallas and Houston and Florida, wherever you're working out of, even if you are at this point working out of a larger area, just get to know that region's project coordinators, if you can, on a first name basis. Everyone that I've worked with at this point, I can say we're pretty friendly. I could text them right now, even if they're not working on a project for me, and just be like, hey, I hope your Christmas is going great. And we'll probably chat for about 5 minutes. So, that kind of relationship that you're able to build with your project coordinators, it becomes really helpful, because what happens is once they know that you're invested in them, they're going to invest right back into you, and they're going to be willing to go above and beyond for your homeowners if something needs to be addressed. Or like I had one where a homeowner was just, for whatever reason, was taking forever to get CPS to approve their final inspection. and they hadn't gone out. It'd been almost 3 weeks, and I was just keeping in contact with them. And at a certain point, the project coordinator said, you know what, forget this. I'm going to call them and see if they can give us an expedited exception, because you've been very patient on this. You've been following up with the customer. No one on our side has been holding this up. Let me do this for you, and I'm going to go to bat for you guys. They did that, and within 2 days, everything was inspected, approved, and PTO'd. So those kinds of things, they pay dividends. And not only that, man, it helps Power look good. It helps your business look good. It builds your credibility. It also builds the trust within your customer, because guess what? That customer is now your ambassador, right? The ambassador is not just going to be motivated by the money alone. I can't tell you how many people I've told about the ambassador program. And when I first started, I would stop at oh yeah, I'll pay you $1,000 for referral, and like, oh yeah, that's great. And then that's it. I've never heard from them again. But the people that I've worked with, the people that I've shown that I'll go out of my way to help them. Even customers that have said no, but I've still referred to them someone for a water softener, or I've still referred to them, a plumber or this or that. They are the ones that send me, hey, you know what? Are you still doing solar? Because my brother's looking for someone, blah, 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 and they'll come find me. So those types of things are part of the process, but it also pays dividends in the end. So keep that in mind. Going along with the every step of the way kind of mentality is, I mean, you guys probably know, if you've gone through any types of the trainings, is that everything that happens from the time that they sign docs is generating emails to the clients, right? Your site inspection is confirmed or is being coordinated. Your inspection is, your CAD design is being submitted for approval, this and that, right? That's going to the homeowner. And sometimes it's easy for someone to say like, oh, they know what's going on. We're Power sending them emails. Well, you know what? Stay on top of that stuff as well, and be in communication with your customer the whole way through. Even if you have to make notes for yourself, because I know that as your business grows and the more people that you're talking to and the more people you're interacting with, it's hard to remain cognizant of what stage everybody's in. But if you keep things documented, like on a little notepad, and just keep an outline of where they're at, you can do a daily or a weekly run through is what I do. Usually like on the weekends, I'll say, okay, who am I talking to? Because I do a lot of Facebook messaging conversations, but I do a lot more than just talk about solar to people. I talk with family, I talk with friends, I talk with, I have a lot of conversations going on. So it's not just a long list of clients in my Facebook Messenger, but I keep a list in my notes of who I am talking with. And I say, okay, where are we with this customer? Okay, cool. So I've reach out to them and be like, hey, I saw we got an email. I put an example here, for the CAD design being submitted for approval, or I see CPS, just got approved your design. Let me tell you what to expect next. You may have already gone over that with them during the proposal. You may have already told them what's going to happen after they signed during the documentation process. And you may have told them after the first step, of talking with their project coordinator, what to expect, but you're going to tell them again. And the reason you're going to do that is because that lets them know that you know what you're talking about, that you don't have to be like, I think next is, we have procurement maybe, no, you want to be the one to tell them, oh, I've done this a million times. Let me tell you what to expect now. Because again, you're constantly building that trust and reaffirming that they made the right decision in going with you, not even with Power, not even with solar, because those two things alone, going with solar obviously is the way to go, just because numbers and nuts and bolts, right? That just makes sense. Power has their own reputation because they're a big business, but why did they go with you in particular, right? What makes you the person to trust? These types of little things right there is what constantly builds trust in your customer and reaffirms to them that they made the right decision in going with you. So that way, again, they're going to go and be like, man, I got to tell you, this guy that I went with solar, he's all kinds of right. Or this girl that I went with solar, she just knows what she's talking about. You should seriously give her a call. I'm going to give you her card. Or you know what? You remember that card I gave you? Call her, because that dude, he's just all over it. I can't imagine. I'm telling you, that kind of things happen. People take it for granted, but it's true. And I know that because I'm that guy. I just sent someone a number to a roofing company that did work for me over a year ago, just because of how they treated me. It wasn't even a big job, but I send them business all the time because I know that they're going to treat me right. They made the point to do exactly what I'm telling you to do right now. They followed up with me. They told me what to expect next. They told me all these different things. So it transcends the solar industry. This is just good business practices to begin with, but I'm trying to help you guys understand what part of the cycle to input these types of things for. The next thing is try to show up as often as possible. I was a little vague, and I'll be honest, guys, getting out of my sickness, it was hard for me to kind of put this together. So I apologize, but I'll explain what I mean. Anytime that something's being done at the site, I try to be present. Now, again, the more deals that you have going on, the harder that becomes. So you may not always be able to make a site survey. You may not always be able to make install day, or you may not always be able to make an inspection day or things like that. And again, I say try, right? The reason that you want to try and make an effort to is because, again, that shows commitment to the customer, that you are, a top priority to them. However, they understand too that you can't make it to everything. So what I've done in my situation, and I don't have a huge team yet, like Eric said, I've been on the team for a year, but I'm really a solar rookie. So I'm kind of taking cues from other folks. And what I'm doing is, the guys that are on my team, really it's me and one dude in San Antonio. The other guys are remote, but my guy, if I can't make it to something, I'll ask him to go for me. And same thing, there's been a time where, he had a meeting. He's like, man, I don't know. I said, hey, I got you. I'm going to be there with you. Don't worry. But what happens is, when you send someone there, you're presenting yourself as a business owner, right? You're not presenting yourself as, oh, I work for Power. They pay me $15 an hour to present this solar opportunity to you, right? No, you're the business owner of whatever you're representing that works with Power, right? So as a business owner, you have a business to your access, right, to your disposal. So you'll say, hey, I'm going to send to my colleague. I can't make it because I have another appointment with another customer, but my colleague, my business partner, or my person that I have in charge of operations for all of my deals, whatever it is that you want to call them, you empower that person to go and act in your behalf. Now, what that does is, my business partner doesn't have as much experience as I do. He doesn't have as much time on the roof doing with installs, because he hasn't made as many things. But you know what? He's been on site when those things have happened. He's been with me when we go to see the site surveyed. He's been with me when the electrical guy is there to do the inspections and things like that. So as his business starts to grow, he's going to have that real-time, real-world experience to take with his people and show them, hey, you know what? I've done this a million times. Watch. This is what you're going to expect. This is what he's looking for. This is what the panel should look like. This is why they're going to need to have, this, and that. Those types of things help empower your team to be able to take what they're learning from Power University and all the textbook type stuff, and blend those things together to be actually applicable to their business and help them to grow that much faster. So if you can't do it for yourself, empower one of your teammates, if you have one, to do that if you're in that phase. And if not, shoot, just get a buddy, someone from the team. If someone's available, I'm sure, I know I would, if someone needs help and you call me, hey man, I have a big install today. It's my second thing, but my kid has practice and I can't make it, or whatever it is, a situation, give me a ring. I'll go represent you. You know what I mean? But that kind of stuff, just to keep an eye out, for those opportunities to, again, make yourself look legitimate, and to also show the homeowner that you really are invested in this project for them, because to them, this is a really big deal. This just may be your third, fourth, fifth deal or whatever, another notch on the bedpost, so to speak. But for them, this is a huge investment for them. So they want to know that it's being taken seriously. This is not just buying a pair of sneakers from the guy at Foot Locker that they're not going to see until they're running their next 5K. You know what I mean? This is someone that they trust with a lot of money for them. So take that for what it is. But it does help. It does really make a big difference. I've had really good feedback from the customers that I've worked with on having myself just been there to walk them through this stuff. They felt a lot more comfortable. Again, the last piece, and I kind of just wrote this out as my final thoughts, is, I know as we grow and get bigger, it's easier to spread yourself thin and to not lose touch with where you're at with all your different projects. And I mentioned this earlier, of keeping track of things, but it's super, super important to stay engaged with your customer as the process goes, and to be excited for them, to be like, man, I can't believe it. We're almost there. We're halfway there. Or, you know what, next week's going to be the week. You're going to get that PTO, and explain to them what the acronyms mean. That way you can talk shop. You know what I mean? I like to do that. I like to tell them, there, you have to get permission to operate. CPS is going to come give you that. So when I say PTO, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So PTO, that's what we're looking for in 3 to 4 weeks or whatever, right? That's as soon as that's right after installs when I have that convo. Well, maybe a week later goes by, like, hey, you ready for PTO? I know we're going to get that inspection any day. PTO is coming. And then I'll get a text back. Oh yeah, man, PTO, I can hardly wait, this and that. They get off on that, guys. So, build that rapport, but also set the expectations. It's kind of just a huge, huge blend of really building that relationship with your customer, because again, that's going to help grow your business. That's going to help make you even more fluent in what's going on and be comfortable with the process and things like that. And then of course, just offer yourself as a service, not just your solar expertise and not just your solar product, but yourself. I always, in my every meeting that I have with my customers like this, I say, look, I'm not here to sell you solar. I learned this from Eric, actually. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to help you to get information that's going to possibly put you in a better position for you and your family. Now, what that means for me is that I'm here to help you any way that I can, whether it means to get you solar, whether it means to refer you to someone that you need to get your roof fixed, or if you need a plumber, or I put in here just as kind of a joke, but I have said it, and one guy took me up on it. If you need me to haul something in my truck for you, one guy, he didn't even buy solar from me, but he asked me if I could help him get a TV from Best Buy for him, and I went and got it for him. I didn't pay for it, but I hauled it. but I tell him that, and I mean it. And I know at a certain point when like Eric said, I'm not a mentor yet, so I haven't had a crazy amount of deals, but I've had enough. I've had obviously my first 3 deals with my mentors, and I've had obviously a few deals on my own, enough to where, and plenty of meetings in between that didn't go through. I have enough knowledge and confidence in myself to be able to offer that and mean it. I know at a certain point I'm going to say it, and I'm going to want to mean it, and I'm going to try to do it, and I may not be able to get every one, but I'm still going to put it out there, and every time that I can be there for my customer, because honestly, that sincerity and that genuine approach to doing business is what's going to propel you to the next level. And then you can create that culture in your own team, like the way Eric has done, the way Keenan, the way the guys that are coming up have done, Gus and things like that, and their teams act the same way. And now all of a sudden you just have a really great company and group of business owners that are doing business the right way, growing their business the right way, and sustaining it for a long time. My family is a long line of entrepreneurs. My grandfather owned one of the last last full-service gas stations in a small town here in South Texas up until the early 90s. And he ran it from the 60s up into the 90s. His mantra was always, it doesn't cost you a penny to smile, and treat someone as if they were family. And that's something that I take with me every single time that I talk to a customer, because you know what, my good attitude and my genuineness, it always pushes through any sales pitch that I'll ever have. And so when I do that, even past the sales pitch, but through this follow-up process and through, all the way to the take home and even afterwards, it'll take you to the next level, I'm telling you. And when you can teach other people how to do that and show them that it doesn't take, a rocket science to do that, and the sky's the limit. So again, it just kind of helps everyone, from yourself to the customer, even to your teammates at a certain point, to let their guard down, to let trust to be built. And that's what's really going to push you forward. So I'm sorry if I went a little bit over, but that's what I have for you guys today. Of course, if you have any questions, shoot them to me. I'm going to put this in the group chat. I do apologize. I got to dip here in just a second because I'm taking my son for his birthday to go look at some Christmas lights. But I appreciate all you guys. I love you so much. And I'm just glad to be back in this full swing. We'll go get him in 2022. Okay, guys, have a Merry Christmas. I love y'all.
Love you too, Rob. Appreciate you, brother. Go have fun with your family. You did a great job, sir. And
thank you, sir.
Can't wait to see your success in 2022, baby.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Have fun with your family, bro. Thank you very much.
We'll talk to y'all later. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. All right. All right. Who is up next? We have another Rob on deck. Mr. Rob Sanchez from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Actually, he's from San Antonio, and we've actually been friends for over 20 years. And it's just we kind of linked back up in the cell phone industry before solar. And Rob called me and asked me about this solar thing, and here we are a year later, and he's on his way to mentor as well. So have a lot of big things coming on with this team. A lot of mentors about to pop in 2022. I'm really excited about that. Rob, are you able to unmute yourself, brother? Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, my friend. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Excited to share some stuff that I, out of necessity, kind of out. And Eric.
All right, man. Well, hey, the floor is all yours, brother. Everybody, this is Rob Sanchez from DFW area.
All right. Thanks, guys. I hope everybody's having a great evening. Like Eric said, I've known Eric for over 20 years. And what kind of sparked my interest in solar, for anybody who doesn't know the story, I was working for a company called Granger. They started to reduce my income, but at the same time also increase my responsibility. So I decided, I need to look for some other avenues to replace that income. And it's funny because I had run into Eric a couple times at a couple Cowboys games. I'm like, what is Eric doing in Dallas? And it seemed like I always saw him there. I'm like, man, what's going on with this guy? What's he doing? And I started following him a little closer, saw solar, and it fell into my lap at the right time. And I ended up leaving Granger about 4 months ago to do solar full time. And honestly, it's been one of the best decisions of my life. And recently, I'm doing everything like a lot of people, trying to figure out, all right, how do I get more leads? I'm going to go door knock. I'm going to spend a week door knocking, just straight door knocking. Well, unfortunately, my girlfriend came down with COVID. So, I had to quarantine, and I'm like, well, what else can I do? So I called Eric. Well, I text Eric, and he texts me back some funny stuff. He's like, you have no PTO. You got to get to work, bro. So I was laughing, sent him a thumbs up, and I had to kind of, just kind of sit back and figure out, okay, what can I do, from my living room or my office to really generate leads, since I can't go door knock. It took me a little while to kind of figure it out. And I was kind of looking at other industries. What do these guys do when they don't have leads or they don't have prospects? And it's funny because I already had these tools. I just didn't put them together and utilize them yet. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. I put together, and this is just the kind of my first rendition of this training. And it'll get more in depth for anybody who attends any of our events in DFW. They'll get to see this. Can you guys see my screen? All right. Let me know if you can see this.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So today, what I'm going to be talking about is digital door knocking, right? Tips for free or cheap leads. So like I said, I had to kind of figure it out, right? We own our own business, right? If you're a business owner and stuff's not going well, right? We're in, some really weird times. Just when we think we're past COVID, boom, there's this new variant is coming out. It's hitting people hard. It took out my whole wife's office. They're all working from home or on PTO. So we have to kind of roll with the punches here. So, I got a little creative and said, all right, what can I do to get in front of homeowners virtually, which that's the benefit of working with Power, is we can do this job virtually. So we don't necessarily have to get in front of customers, right? You first and foremost, you want to make sure you're healthy, right? Able to do the job. I came up with a couple ideas here. And this is the first rendition. I was talking to other industries on what they're doing, and they're giving me a couple other tools that the next version of this training is going to be a lot more insightful. But I wanted to provide a couple tips to kind of get those started. So if you're in a rut, right, you're out of leads, you need to fill up your pipeline. This is a great way to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next slide. Is you can become your own lead generator, right? What do we all wish we had more of? Leads, people to talk to, but more importantly, free or cheap leads. So it's not easy, guys. This is going to take a little bit of work, but it's not costing you anything but a little bit of your time. So why wouldn't you do it, right? To benefit your business and your family. So let's take a look, right? More leads. First you get the leads, then you get the conversations. So let's take a look. 2 tools that I already had in my back pocket, but I never put them together. The first, for a lot of people who door knocked or familiar with it, Land Glide. It's an app. It's also available on a desktop. So what that does is it provides key homeowner information. So the next one is Fast People Search. So what that does is you can search a homeowner's address and the name, and what it's going to do is going to provide a lot of contact information. Some of it might be dated. A lot of people might say, well, Rob, I was using it, but some of this information's good or bad. But you know what? So are sometimes the leads that you're buying for cheap, or you're getting from these companies. So if you don't have, the wallet right now, then you can build it up through this. And it's just going to take you a little bit of time. And for me right now, That's all I got is time. I'm stuck in the house. I'm missing Christmas with the family. I'm gonna pretty much just be building lists and smiling and dialing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pivot and show you guys Landglide. So I wanted to show a real life example for you guys to see. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So this is a Landglide. If you notice here, you can search a homeowner, right? You can search by address. Pretty cool. Yesterday, I was playing around and looked up San Antonio, right? I'm not in San Antonio, but I get a good network there. So you could even search just San Antonio, or this little button here will just take you to your exact location, wherever you're from your mobile phone, iPad, desktop, whatever. But I'm going to zoom in here, or try to zoom in here. Okay. And you guys are going to see some crazy stuff. So it looks like I'm in an arts district. Let's see, you know what I'm just going to do. Helotes, because I love Helotes. Boom. City of Helotes. So as you zoom in, a lot of door knockers use this, and what it does is it'll tell you who's a homeowner of that house, right? We got Michael Figueroa. I hope he's not on the call, but this will, bear with me here. This is taking a second to catch up. Boom. So you got your homeowner's name, Michael and Elisa Figueroa. You got their address. They're in Bexar County, Helotes. You got the square footage of their house. It might not be on this one just yet, but check this out. You can click county link, and then boom, it pulls up a lot of the information I generally ask from a customer is, what's your the square footage of your house, along with a lot of the other qualifying questions we kind of ask. But this is a way for you to kind of do some homework before you make some calls, right? Improvement, building. So it's just a lot of stuff, a lot of information in here. Take from it what you want, but we've got, that's all I was gonna say. Whoa, is that the size of the house? 6,793 square feet. But I think it might be. But no, living area, 3,900 square feet, essentially. So you get a lot of information from this, right? So we've got the homeowner's name and address. Okay, Rob, what next? Well, we can take this information, I didn't put it in here. Well, I'm gonna use my local address to show you, 7506, right? Say we just have the address. And you want to find out, okay, is this, oops, I put the wrong address. No wonder it's not us. But this will give you some information, right? And again, this is all free, guys. Well, Landglide, you get a 7-day free trial, and then it's $9.99 a month after that. A way to kind of get around it is if you just register for a new email address with that, you get another 7-day free trial. So essentially you can build some lists based off of that. But this is my girlfriend's house, right? It shows her name, her age. Don't anybody tell her I showed you that. And her phone number. Like that is her direct phone number. So that's pretty neat for me when I was just kind of playing around trying to figure, I'm like, man, I have a number, a name, and an address, right? It's going to be a cold call, guys. So you want to make sure you have a plan once you have your list. But those two tools, which are essentially free, $9.99 a month isn't anything. We spend more on that on gas going down the street and coming back. So these are two tools that you can use today, tonight, to generate some lists for you to call. So I'm going to switch back to my presentation. But those two tools right there, you can get homeowner information. And that's why I'm calling it digital door knocking, because you're using a door knocking tool, you're getting the homeowner's information, and you can call them directly. Now, maybe not all those numbers are going to be accurate, and you might have to call a few of those numbers, but what else are you going to do if you don't have leads? So you want to be prepared with a cold call script. And I apologize, I don't have like a full like cold calling presentation. That's something I'll be working on for future trainings. But as of right now, you just want to make sure you have a script. And guys, you can look this stuff up online. You can get examples for cold call scripts for darn near anything, including solar. But this is just a good example of what a successful introduction would look like. And I would change it up, right? Like my cold call script, my introduction is going to be very short and sweet. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, my name's Rob. I'm with Power Energy. I'm simply reaching out today for homeowners that were impacted by the winter storm last year. Can you tell me, were you guys impacted? 90% of the time, they're going to say yes, right? Especially in Texas. So that's just something you can tweak this, but more importantly, you want to have a cold call script, right? You want to have that stuff ready. So you're getting the homeowner excited about it. And it's not going to be, you're not going to, it's not going to be as successful as some of these other options. But again, when your back's against the wall, what else are you going to do, right? You got to come out swinging. So this is another way to do that. When you're getting ready for your cold calls, you want to make sure that you're removing distraction, right? Find a quiet space for calls. We've got 3 dogs in the house. These guys drive me nuts, but you want to, make yourself available. You also want to block out time, right? Something that's helping me right now is I'm working in time blocks, right? 30 minutes, just dialing. Then maybe 5 or 10 minutes of just kind of recapping what worked, what didn't, get up, get a drink of water, and then get back at it, right? Make sure you're not doing this in front of your TV, guys. I was doing that for a little while. It didn't work out well, right? So remove your distractions, and then also have everything you need available for you right in front of you. So getting into a little bit more depth on the cold calling, you want to have captivating questions. So those are the questions, right? Were you impacted by the winter storm is a great one, or do you know anybody? Because maybe they weren't, right? Do you know anybody that was? That's going to be a guaranteed yes. They're going to know somebody that was, and we always talk about anticipating objections or concerns. We hear a lot of the same concerns from our customers, and even friends when we're trying to, help them consider going solar. And you want to make sure you have the right tone. Right? You're doing this over the phone. They can't see you smile, but if you have a smile on your face, they're going to hear it through the phone. And then ultimately, you're not trying to close solar over the phone. You're just trying to set the appointment. And the great thing is, if the customer's like, well, I don't meet people in person. Well, perfect. We can do this virtually. What's a good date and time for us to set this call up? So the next and last one really is, you guys, you have to have a process and a system. Especially for this type of, lead generation and cold calling, you need a CRM tool. I know Eric said it before. He didn't have one way back when, and he wished he did, because there were so many leads that he just left, so much money he left on the table, right? An example of a good CRM is Go High Level. I know James Ramos, the solar energy expert, offers that. And there's a couple other guys out there that I know some of the other mentors and leaders in San Antonio and Dallas use, but that's just an example of one. There's another one, and you might want to get your pencil or pen ready. It's called Podio, Podio CRM, and it's virtually free. So if you don't have one, that's a good one to look into. And Excel's still there, guys. You can always use Excel, Google Sheets. Those type of things is just really a place to capture those homeowners who called, people that maybe were interested, and then they fell off. But those are just kind of the tips that I had that like I said, I really just kind of had to figure out a new way of running my business. Any who has any questions regarding that stuff? And like I said, it's going to get more detailed on my next training. But for right now, I just kind of wanted to hit you guys with some ideas as we're going into the holidays, and unfortunately, as you know, COVID starts kind of poking its head out again and getting more aggressive, you're going to need to adapt and make changes. So does anybody have any questions on, you know, how to kind of get started with this?
Hey Rob, it's Jake.
Hey Jake.
How you doing, brother?
Good, bro.
What was the second CRM? I didn't catch it. I didn't write it down.
It's called
uh-huh.
Podio.
All right.
I'll be honest, man. Like where I started looking is one of my good buddies, and Eric knows him. His name's Frank Tovar. He does wholesaling. So I started looking at like, what does this guy do to kind of generate leads? And he's been in the industry for a while, so he's got a lot of it down. But him and I have a conference call later on in the week to kind of really dive in, so that I can really build a strong training for you guys to show you don't have anything else going on and you're looking for options. This is a great option, right? I get anxious and nervous knocking on a stranger's door, but now that I know I have more information about the customer, it's just going to make me more powerful, more impactful as I'm at the door. So, you know, you just guys, you know, it's being a business owner is tough, right? You know, you're not always going to have a ton of leads or a ton of meetings. And when you don't, this is a great way to kind of build your pipeline and build your list out. Anybody else have any other questions?
All right. I think everybody good. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. Hey, you did a great job, Rob. Can you unmute yourself or no? Are you able to mute?
Got it. Yeah. I mean, well, thanks, Eric, for giving me the time to, you know, talk to everybody. And like I said, guys, I just kind of had to figure it out, you know, and unfortunately in the world we live in, sometimes it's not all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. You just kind of got to, you know, dig deep and kind of get creative. And that's what I have to do. So I'll be on the next time we have a training that I'm providing, I'll make sure it's a lot more in depth.
No, you did a great job, Rob. Honestly, guys, give him a round of applause, thumbs up. Lot of great value you added to us today. We really appreciate that, man. Guys, Rob is an up and coming mentor. So you need questions answered, reach out to him. If you're growing a business in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that's somebody to definitely grab a hold of. You know, whenever we're vacationing with our families, you know, to a different city or a different state, we need to be connecting with our leaders of our team, because whether it's for a coffee or a lunch, hey, get away. Hey, if you and your family are staying at a hotel, hey, invite them to the hotel, grab a cup of coffee, and, you know, just pick the brain of somebody that's had 3 deals, 5 deals, 8 deals, going more. Somebody that's been in the business for 6 months, a year and a half, right? Just picking their brains and seeing what they do. What is their method of madness? You know, why are they still in the game? Why do they stick in the game? Because they understand this is a long game. Guys, imagine if you were a real estate agent right now. Like, do you have any competition? Hell yeah. Real estate agents have competition everywhere. So imagine trying to get leads in the real estate industry. There's tons of competition everywhere. Everybody's neighbor, mother, grandmother, everybody's a real estate agent, insurance agent. Try to be one of them. Try to ask people, hey, do you have car insurance? Yeah, I already do. I'm good. I already have my guy. You are in a great industry. You just got to figure out what works best for you and obtaining new leads. And Rob did a great job. So great job, Rob. Rob, put your cell phone number in the chat so people can holler at you. Guys, send Rob a thank you chat or a text message. Tell him, hey, you know, how can we link up? Hey, get on this guy's schedule. Can we meet for 30 minutes and just kind of share with me your experience in power and what do you see, you know, coming forward? The DFW market is wide open, huge. All right. So the next speaker we have, our last speaker of the evening, another gentleman that I met from social media. I think we've been friends on social media for a few years. They call him the network king. So, you know, he is always doing something. You can count on this guy to show you where the next pop-up event is. Where's the next tamale fest? You know, where's the next car show? Where's the next real estate event? He's always on the go, always meeting new people. And that's a reason why he's attracted a lot of new people to his business. A team of less than 10 in a very short period of time. And most of them are real estate agents. So really excited. Christian Montalvo's on the call tonight. So take some notes. Christian, the floor is all yours, brother.
Thank you, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Guys, I want to give it back up to Rob and Eric. Thank you for having me on the call. A lot of golden nuggets, a lot of good information. Guys, I'm going to get right into it. I've got about 10 minutes left, 11 minutes left out of my 15, but I'm going to try to crunch as much information as I can. At the end of the day, if you guys want to get a hold of me, you always can. Pick my brain. We can do a one-on-one over the phone, via Zoom, or in person. So, guys, my name is Christian Montalvo. I hail from a background of sales and marketing. I've been around the space for quite some time. My last regular job was I was working for a larger builder, 31 different subdivisions here in San Antonio, one of the largest in the nation with 15 different markets across the United States. So one of the things that I learned is how to attract new realtors. And the reason why I learned that was because my job was to sell homes. And what better people to attract than realtors, because they have people that are looking to purchase homes. So one of the things that I want to talk to you about today is how to attract new consultants and new ambassadors to your team. Number one is attention. Everybody wants attention. Everyone is sometimes willing to die for attention. The guy that goes out and commits a horrible crime against humanity, they want attention. People who have the flashy car, they want attention. The flashy house, the jewelry, the attire, people are always wanting attention. Now, the number one thing that you can do in this business is attract attention to yourself. And we're going to talk about that. The worst thing you could do in this business is to be an undercover solar consultant. You don't want to be a solar professional that's incognito and nobody knows. Because the last thing you want is to wake up in the morning, go outside of your house, you look left or you look right, and someone is installing solar and it wasn't with you. I guarantee you that's going to hurt and that's painful because it's happened to me. So the worst thing you want to do is not tell anyone. If you don't talk to your friends, your family members, your ex-coworkers, or for those of you that still have a job, if you're not talking to your coworkers about solar, somebody else is. So one of the things that Rob talked about was some of the free tools and resources that we have. Everybody's on Facebook. I know all of you guys from Facebook. I see a lot of familiar faces on here from Facebook. Facebook is one of those tools that we can utilize in order to attract new consultants. Now, everyone's heard, hey, do you want to hear about a side gig or a side job or extra income or opportunity? And people want to shy away from that, right? Because they've heard it all. Lotions, potions, vitamins, minerals, you name it. Everyone's seeing opportunities in different places. So what you want to do is you want to be the creator of curiosity. Maybe people don't know that you're a solar consultant. But the reason why I take pictures with meals, and the reason that I take pictures at events, and the reason that I take pictures with individuals is because I want people to get curious about what I do. For those people that don't know what I do, I'm full-time, everyone knows what I do. But if someone comes across my timeline feed and they don't know what I do, it's a perfect opportunity for me to say, I love my job. I get financial freedom. I get time freedom. I get to enjoy my family, my friends, whenever, however I want. I get to go out and dine at different places and have these experiences. And I say that to attract people, curiosity. I'm not telling them, hey, I'm in solar, you should be in solar. Hey, I'm in solar, I should sell you solar. I am telling them that the lifestyle that I'm creating for myself is a lifestyle by design. And most people only know, unfortunately, most people only know Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 40 hours a week, for 40 years of their lifetime to only retire on 40% of their income. But if we start to create that curiosity about what we do, someone's going to reach out to you. Hey, what are you doing? How did you obtain that new vehicle? How did you obtain that new house? Why are you going on vacation? There's this guy that someone stole his trailer real quick. And I said, hey, let me unfriend you so I can try to figure out who stole your trailer. And he hasn't had me on Facebook for about 2 months. And I saw him in person. I'm like, what's up, bro? How are you? He's like, man, you're always traveling. How does he know? People are watching you. People are watching you for different reasons. They're either watching you because they want to see you fail or they want to see you succeed. Or some are just curious because they want to jump in with you, but they're not quite certain. Let me see if it works out for Justin or Ray or Javier or Ramsey or James. Let me see if it works out for Jacob, and then I'll jump in. But how do we do that? We need to create the content on Facebook, on social media. I attract people. My first attraction, my first consultant reached out to me via instant messenger. Christian, I've been watching you for years, ever since you were with that builder. I like your content. I like what you do. I'm more curious about what it is that you're doing. Tell me more about solar. He's a realtor. Tell him about solar, sell him some videos. Next thing you know, joining my team. Why? Because everyone is watching. For good, for bad, for indifferent, everyone is watching. So number one, you want to inspire people, right? One of the golden nuggets that Javier gave us a few months ago is you always want to lead with an inspirational post. Maybe it's not yours. It doesn't matter. Put it up there anyways, right? Because people need more positiveness in their life. You don't know who you're touching. You don't know whose life you're changing based on a post that you saw somewhere else and you were able to share. Now, how many of you guys have heard that when we were kids, it was wrong for us to copy, right? Don't be a copycat. Well, now it's okay as adults to be a copycat. It's okay to be a copycat as long as it's the right cat, right? Don't follow the wrong cat. Follow the guy with success. Follow the guy traveling. Follow the guy making moves. Follow the guy that keeps posting, hey, welcome my new consultant, my new ambassador. Hey, welcome this new customer. You want to follow those guys. You want to be able to take away from them and not necessarily verbatim, but you want to spin it to your own style and your own unique way of personality, showing people being genuine, being a person that is very real, because you can smell fake from a mile away, right? You have to be genuine. You have to be yourself. Just because you joined solar, I'm not sure where you are in your journey. I'm not sure if it was a year ago, 2 years ago, a month ago. You don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change your personality, your verbiage. Be yourself. But understand that you have to attract people if you want to go that route. If you just want to sell, just sell. Either way, this training should be able to fit into both things, whether you want to sell or you want to build a team. I'm talking now specifically on attracting new people. Be the creator of curiosity, where people say, hey, what are you doing now? Why are you traveling so much? Why are you dining at these different places? Who's that big, tall guy with glasses that I keep seeing him everywhere with you? Who's the guy with the little beard, right? You want people to ask those questions, because then you can say, that's my solar partner. That's my business partner. We're helping families to lower their expenses and sometimes even make money. Two things that I tell people: I can either save you money or make you money. Which one do you want? The smarter people choose both, right? Tell them that. And then they're going to get a little bit more curious about what it is that you do. Educate your audience. Doesn't matter if you've been in it for a year or a week. The information that you know, the information that you have is deadly. The information that you have, you could be very dangerous with it. You know how when you first signed up to be a consultant and you had that quiz, it took like 1 or 2 hours? That's enough information. What you know is enough to be deadly, because people don't know what they don't know. But you're the professional. You're the solar professional that they're going to come to because they're watching you, because they're following you, because they're seeing what your next move is. They're going to come to you. Listen, I had 2 testimonials. I had someone this week reach out to me and they said, Christian, I know you do solar. I've got this guy out in the country. I'm going to send him his information. He's going to call you. Sure enough, that day he called me. Christian, I hear you're the solar professional. How I got that lead, I don't know. I'm very blessed for it. I'm very fortunate, but because people know what I do. I'm not a secret agent. I'm not incognito. I'm not hiding from the world. I got to let them know what it is that I do. Another one is I recently posted something on my story. It had a big flame. We were out to lunch with Jacob and Eric, and this big flame comes out and it attracted a lot of people. I think it was up to like 200 people, my story. Well, on that story, I did it to attract attention. And then there was another one for dinner and dinner and dinner. And then the third or fourth one was, this is my new consultant, who's next? And one lady that same day said, me, I'm next. And then I responded, are you interested in the solar industry? She said, absolutely, I am. Great. Based off of a post. She's been my friend for many years. She's on Facebook and she's in California. I'm now going to grow a team because I got myself out there. I was able to expose what it is that I do, and I exposed myself to the audience. Now they're curious. Now they want to know. It's going to take a little bit of nurturing. It's going to take a little bit of teaching and helping them understand what it entails to be an ambassador or a consultant. But guess what? I got someone who could potentially be the next one on my team. Be entertaining, be funny, be humorous, do something exciting. If you're going to go out, if you have a family, if you're going to go out with the kids, if you're going to be doing the lights and the Christmas tree and all those things, make sure that it attracts attention, because people want to live the lifestyle. People are living vicariously through you for the things that you're doing. If you're full-time and you're successful and you've been able to travel to different seminars or conferences or classes. If you're going to make a video, make sure that the first 3 seconds are captivating, they're entertaining, because you're going to lose people within the first 10 seconds. The first 3, make sure you, hey guys, how are you? Christian Montalvo here, right? Because if you don't do that, you're going to be the same old boring person like everyone else. You want to buy solar, solar this, solar that, 26%, You have to be different and be creative to attract those people. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, you're not making that video to try to convince someone, try to recruit someone. You are making that video to attract attention and attention and attention. And the more they like your stuff, the more they watch your stuff. One of the rules of thumb that I use, whenever you post something, personal, 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 business, personal, 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 business, personal, 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 business. Because if you do too much business, 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 people are going to tune you out. Yeah, I know you're the solar guy. You can save money, right? Personal, 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 personal. So they don't get all of you. Don't verbally throw up on people on what you have to share and what you have to offer. You don't want people to tune you out. But in the same token, you don't want to do 100 personal and nothing that has to do with solar, because next thing you know, hey, check this out. I went solar with XYZ and XYZ company, and it wasn't you. Make sure that it's always you. Guys, I'm short for time. I've got a lot more to go, but I guess we could spare like maybe 2 more minutes. If anyone has any Q&A, if I could easily and quickly answer for you, I will. If not, make sure and message me directly. That's my time.
Thank you so much, Christian. Man, I'm excited. I want to go. I want to start recruiting right now on my phone. I know Javier feels the same way. He's getting jacked up over there. But thank you. Thank you so much. Everything Christian is talking about, he lives this daily. He lives this and does this daily. He's not just blowing smoke up everybody's ass right now. This is what he does. You're on mute, Christian. Are you still trying to talk? Oh, hold on. Go ahead now.
Hey, speaking of which, just one more thing. Someone mentioned getting leads for free. So I got stuck in a situation where, I don't know if it was raining or what the case was. I couldn't go door knock. What I did, guys, is I went through my text messages back to like 2018. I started from way back when. People from my builder days, realtors, people that were looking for homes. I went back about 3 years and just started blasting everyone. This is our holiday special. Boom, 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 boom. Just, it doesn't matter, right? Some people ignore me. Some people thought I was a robot. They said, stop, please don't contact me anymore, whatever. But guess what? I got about 3 or 4 people that said, hey, I'm going to keep an eye out. I like that $1,000 referral. I'm a realtor. I'm going to keep an eye out. And next time, and you never know, I guarantee you somewhere along the line, it's going to fall into your pipeline, whether you're busy or you're not busy. Hey, you send me a text about such and such and such and such. I'm interested, or I got a customer that's interested. So there's never an excuse for not having leads. Go through your text to the very first one, and I guarantee you from 3 years ago, you're going to find people on there that may have an interest. What can you lose?
Yep. Yep. Thank you very much for that. Absolutely right. All right, we're going to wrap up tonight, guys. Christian, if you can put your cell phone number and contact info in the chat, we really appreciate that. Guys, reach out to Christian if you have any questions on recruiting. I trust this guy, and I know he'll give you the right information. Guys, let's see here. We have 10 more days of this awesome special. I promise you, you do not want to miss out. When this special goes away, you're going to wish that you had the special, right? So please don't, whoever you thought that you haven't called before, call them. Whoever you haven't texted before, text them. Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. And this is what I always say. Remember, people want to know what's in it for me. What's in it for me? So they're just not going to give you solar leads because you ask them. It's just not, right? That's just how people do it. Lead with the ambassador program. Lead with the ambassador program. Tell them, look, I'm excited. I started a new career in the renewable energy industry. Guess what? Any of your neighbors that want to go solar, not only am I giving them a year free, but I'm also going to pay you $1,000 every single time. Every single time. So please save my number, save my information. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and send you a couple YouTube videos. So in case you have a homeowner that's interested in solar right now, you can send them this video. Let me share it with you so I can help you earn $1,000. Look, guys, this money, they get paid after install, right? Say, look, you may not get this money right now for Christmas, but I know you're going to have to pay off those credit card bills after spending thousands on Christmas. So get in the game. Let them know the ambassador program is the best lead generation you can have. I mean, you're literally, Javier Garcia and Javier, maybe next week we can train on ambassadors, on what you do for your ambassadors. Javier Garcia, if you see him on here, he's in the Corpus market. He is an ambassador king. He is an ambassador king. He has a Facebook group for his ambassadors. He lets his ambassadors know what's going on, updates, and he literally has free lead generation out there for him, working for him while he is full-time out on the boat where he's always at, over there in the Louisiana area. But we're going to close it out. Javier, did you want to say anything about maybe real quick, what people can say about how to get ambassadors? Let me ask you to unmute. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, real quick, I'm just gonna go on the key 3 things of Rob and Christian. Rob, number 1, and Christian, they both were right. Whenever the social media, like Christian said, you need to create and develop. And Rob said something very important. If you can get out there on an install, that's a perfect time, like Christian said, to blow up your Facebook and get the secret out. If you're keeping it a secret and incognito, you can get it out. Like Rob said, come to an install, go to an install. Perfect opportunity to take pictures and go live. Okay, so that's number one. And then people are watching you and they're gonna see, what are you doing? Who was that you were with? Well, it wasn't my install, but it was one of my business partners that I work with. And he let me come to the install and we got to show it together. Wow, business partner sounds really good because they want to know what is the business. And then on number 2, for Rob, number 2, the information he gave us tonight, guys, it is crucial. You don't understand. When you can find out the homeowner square footage, and I'm going to give you an example. If a home is around 4,000 square feet, that's going to be a 2.5 ton unit and maybe a 4 to 5 ton AC unit. Their electricity bill on a 4,000 square foot home is almost $500 to $600 a month. Here is the perfect opportunity to say, hey, look, I was looking around the neighborhoods. I'm just calling you right now, but I'm doing solar quotes and I came by your house. This is a cold call. I came around your house. I don't know if you pay this, but most homes in your average neighborhood pay between $500 to $600. And I don't know if you were affected with the winter storm, but I can get you a battery and pretty much cover the cost of your house for maybe $250 a month. I don't know if you're interested, but that's what I can offer some of your other neighbors. What? Are you serious? Guys, that information that Rob gave you is so critical. That is a game changer right there. When you know the square footage of the house and it's in a good neighborhood, guys, get to know your neighbors through those websites. It was that was, dude, you don't understand what I'm about to do with that. It's unreal, man. It's unreal. And what was the thing ambassadors, guys, smile to everybody, get everybody on your ambassador program, get them in, create a private Facebook group, put all your ambassadors in there. Anything that Power comes out with, anything that you got going, share in that group, and you keep them involved, and they love it, guys. They love it. Okay, guys. So I can talk more about it too. We'll do it next week or something, man. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it next week, Javier. You're the best, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Thank you, brother.
I hope you're doing safe out there. Okay.
I am. It was crazy today, but yeah, I'm okay.
All right. Hey, guys, I am so super happy and proud of all of you. I promise you, when I started in the solar industry, I didn't get a sale for the first 3 months, right? But I knew the vision. I knew how we're at 2% market penetration. This is all a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. And everybody that's saying no to you right now, not interested, no thank you, trust me, when they start getting their summer bills, they're going to think of you. They're going to say, man, I should have spoke to Brian. Man, why didn't I give Justin the time of day? Or somebody's going to knock on their door and they're going to go, man, I don't know that kid, but Justin told me about it. And this kid kind of said some cool things. Let me get with Justin. Let me see what he can do. But if you are not constantly in their ear, meaning maybe a monthly email, a monthly text message, hey, good morning, here's some solar news, good morning, hey, happy Valentine's Day, here's some solar information, hey, summer's coming up, watch out for those bills, I'm here if you need me. Guys, I'm telling you, the business starts coming around. Your first 6 months and a year in the business, you're going to start getting all these floods of calls because people are now thinking about it. So don't ever, ever count yourself out, ever. This is a long game. This is a long game. This is not get rich quick. Now, we can get rich in 3 years, but it's going to take work. We are not saturated. We're here to make a statement, and this team is growing so fast. It's unbelievable. But anyways, other than that, I'm going to give you your time back. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Put this call in your calendar every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, because when you have brand new consultants that come into the business, you want them to be trained the right way, and you want them to be plugged in, because you're not the expert yet. You're not. So don't do an injustice for your teammates and not let them know what's going on. Get them plugged in. We don't want them paying $50 a month for nothing, right? This is such a great opportunity. We have everything, all the tools that we need to succeed. And this right here, every single Tuesday, is our mastermind. It's our mastermind as a team where we can say, what's going on out there? What have you heard? Here's what I've heard. Tell me what you've heard, right? And so we can all come together as a team and win together as a team. So everybody have a great night. We have 10 days left in this holiday bonus that we got going on. Blast it out. It's, you're going to see your family during Christmas. Do not be ashamed of who you are. You're a solar consultant, a renewable energy expert. That is some big shit. That is some big shit. Be confident about that shit. This is technology. This is important shit we're talking about. You're not selling, something small that everybody else is offering. Javier, go ahead, brother. Go ahead and mute yourself.
Yeah. The electric vehicle throughout the whole games from Sunday. I kid you not, guys. It was unreal. They pay $500,000 for each 30-second commercial during the football games. Guys, they are throwing out big money. And when people see that vehicle in all of those commercials, those people that see it, they need to think about you. They kept showing the Ford Lightning plugging into the home and lighting up. Well, guys, they need that vehicle charged anyways. It's exposure for you. That whole Sunday was about you, the solar consultant in your business. You need to take prime advantage of that. Next time a commercial comes up, record it with your phone and put it on your Facebook and say, man, wow, did you see this commercial? Wow, did you see this commercial? They're going to see it on your Facebook and they're going to say, shit, I need to get with Eric and get this solar because look at all these vehicles that are coming out. Guys, they are spending trillions of dollars on these factories, on these workers, on these electric vehicles. It is trillions, and you can earn yourself at least $1 million. Ooh,
Hey.
shakalaka.
All right, guys. Thank you, Javier. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night.